Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. In today's video, we're looking at something just for fun and a bit silly, because the thing that I wanted to record wasn't going too well. I decided to aim for this instead. But this, what I'm currently driving, is simply called the Lord Clangus Clangchair, which is just a mobile throne that utilizes the tank tracks over vanilla wheels mod to allow you to drive around and bully your friends, or just assert dominance from your fantastic rusty throne. So yes, all this is simply a non-combat vehicle. It uses the mouse to turn itself around. It puts the console blocks to very good use to create that throne-like design. We've got spotlights on here, we've got a camera so we can see what's going on, and there is plenty of places around here to upgrade it with an ore detector if you want to do that. So you can use this to go out and about scout for ore patches. That would be rather silly because the thing is a little bit unstable. But yes, we're powered by two small batteries. We've got a hinge at the back or a half hinge at the back to connect up to a base or another vehicle to recharge those batteries up. And I think it's time for me to press F10 and find it in the spawn menu. So the Lord Clangus Clangchair is 41 small blocks using the Signals, Warfare 1, Sparks to the Future, or TomToms, and Wasteland DLC packs. We see at the top here it's just for fun, and it uses the mouse for turning left and right. So we're going to simply give us a thumbs up, move around towards the very front. I'm going to hop out the chair, move away so we can get a clear view of what's going on the middle here. So here we come all the way away, back to the free camera, here we go. And this is what we get for the very front of the Clangchair. So right in the very middle, we've got a standard seat to sit on, and to issue your orders, and to drive the vehicle around. We also got some fantastic use of our neon tubes, adding smaller handles for you to hold on to, so when you're scooting around at high speeds, you can hold on to them for dear life, and hopefully we'll go flying out the chair, because as you can see, we've got no seat belts. Anyway, behind there, we've got a bunch of console blocks, purely there for some decorations. We've got a button right there as well that we can press, and even set up with stuff if you want to do that. There's a weapon locker on that side for you to store a gun and a bit of ammunition inside. Pulling away, you're looking down to here, we've got a remote control block, which is a very important block, because without that, we're not going to be able to drive this thing around. Yes, there's our camera so we can get a good view of what's going on ahead of us. Make sure we're not going to ride up to any kind of space pirates and end up getting blasted. Then all the way down and onto the side, this is our wheel setup, where we've got 3 of them. They bring the sunlight back around. Oh, looks like we're going to have to go to the opposite side. There we go, that'll do quite nicely. Yes, that's how wheels have been set up. That's how the tank track mod will be put all the way around those wheels. Then up and above here, we see we've got an access panel for you to fiddle around with, pretend you're doing something important on this vehicle. Anyway, down towards the back, we go, so we've got ourselves an antenna. Got a light right behind there to act as your brake light. There's one of 2 batteries to give it a bit of power. I believe I just heard the computer say there's a meteor storm inbound, so that's got to be a bit odd with this. But yes, there's your 2 gyroscopes, and behind there is your half hinge to connect up to recharge up your batteries. I want to make sure this can drive around for a nice long time. Moving all the way up and looking down, there we go, so we've got a spider plushie at the back there, just to act as a small companion on your adventure. Oh, there's the meteors right there, a very big miss from them. Anyway, down to here, we've got a very clear view of our console blocks on both sides and how they've been set up around that chair. If we come all the way down past all of this, here we go, there's our battery, down to there's your secondary battery, then into here we can't really see too much, so simply come all the way down underneath it. There we go, a lot better. So in the middle we've got ourselves our rotor, which is how our seat's currently sitting down onto this vehicle. And with my light, in fact that's not going to really help with this thing. Yes, there is a sound block so we can blast music while driving around with this thing, and it does have some rather funky music set up by default. And we just listen to when we get into the seat, which is going to be right now. So grabbing hold of my character, turning all the way around, getting into this seat, here we go. First person view, this is what it looks like looking all the way around. So we see we almost put our hands actually on the neon tubes, which should be very cleverly set up. So if you look at it from the correct angle, like say over here, it does look like your hands are sitting on the neon tubes, ready to grip hold of and ready to drive away. Then we're looking back around and over to here. There we go, onto the opposite side, there's our weapon locker. And then as for that, bring up the HUD, third person view, these are the controls we get. So for this tab, this is simply going to be to enter the control of the vehicle so we can actually drive it around and use it properly. But for the rest of the thing, as you can see, we've got a bunch of emotes. So when we're sitting in the seat, using the free camera with this so the camera doesn't wobble around. Wherever he's gone, there he is. And now we're going to press number 2. So pressing number 2. There we go, we see we do our finger guns. And of course we press number 3 or merge them all together, try and get some weird and wacky shapes. Anyway, once we had enough fun with that, you now press number 1, come into here, tab number 1, ignoring number 2, which I set up myself. Here's your actual controls. So number 3 is going to be to blast your music by pressing 3. There we go, we're going to turn that off because I'm not too sure if that'll get me flagged for copyright. Yes, number 2 is going to be to view that camera down below the vehicle. There we go. Then number 1 is going to be to take over the remote control block so we can actually drive this thing around. And now when we turn the mouse, we are now exceptionally sensitive. And of course, we can move it forwards, can move it backwards, but it's going to be a little bit dangerous because as you see this, we want to move forwards. It doesn't really want to tip over when we start to move forwards or backwards. Anyway, realign the camera. Here we go, high in the HUD, moving forward. And away we go. So we're not the fastest thing in the world, but we don't have to be with this thing. And it's generally a very good reason why this thing is not going fast, because it will easily tip over. But anyway, speaking of tipping over, moving left, here we go. Yes, we can just turn on a dime. It's actually very scary how sensitive this thing actually is. Turning around once again. There we go. I think as for that, that's pretty much it for all this vehicle has to offer. It's just a fun little thing that I saw on the workshop page. I thought, yeah, that'll do for the day. It's a nice bit of fun. And someone might get a kick out of this thing. I suppose I'm just going to come into here, find the wheels, remove the speed limit on them, then we'll drive it to destruction. And I think that'll be that for this video. And here we go in 3, 2, 1, towards the cliff edge in the distance. Here we go. So at 10. Now 20. Slowly creeping up to 30. Can we get to 40? It might get a little bit, or we might need to go down the hill for actually to be able to go up and above 50. But it looks like we are capping out about 30, which is quite an odd little thing. There might be a script on here. I don't think there is, at least I didn't see one in here. Actually controlling it. No, there is not. Come all the way down to our wheels once again. And no, so we'll just go back at the power, back up the strength, and away we go once again. There we are, we see our batteries are not handling this too well. We are tipping backwards. Can I actually fight this thing? I'm not too sure if I can. But there goes the seat, it's now exploded. And that's the end of the Clangchair. Yes, for what it is this a little bit of fun, play around if you want. If you do want to just drive around in a glorified throne with tank tracks attached onto it. But as for that, there'll be a link to it in the description below if you should download and play around yourself. Highly recommend you do because it's just a little bit of fun. But you can always upgrade with other stuff to make it a bit more useful on your adventure in survival mode. That's what we want to do. I'll be back with another video somewhere soon. Bye bye.